Hey, what's up everyone? Today we are diving into something that seems to be getting a lot of buzz, that GitHub is offering free access premium AI models like GPT-4o-mini for public preview. Now I know a lot of us, especially developers, are always on the hunt for powerful AI APIs, and what is better than getting a powerful API such as GPT-4o or 4o-mini for free of cost, isn't it? But here's the thing, I am going to be testing this for the first time right here with you, and we are going to find out together if this free access is actually useful or is it just another AI hype. Throughout this video, I will explore what these models can do, especially the GPT-4o models with GitHub models, and see if they can really handle real development tasks and share my honest feedback by the end of this video. So if you're curious whether this free AI API access could be a game changer for you or just another hype around internet that sounds better than it is. Let's stay tuned, let's jump in and see what this is really all about. Shall we? So we are now in our IDE to use the GPT-4 model absolutely for free using GitHub. All you have to do is just come to the docs.github.com. This link, I will attach the link in the description, and from there you can go to GitHub Marketplace. Now, once you go to the marketplace, you will see a lot of these models are already listed there. At the moment, they are giving all this model for absolutely for free for experimentation purpose. So of course we are interested in GPT-4o, but before I go there and use the GPT-4o, one thing that you really need to understand is there are different type of model with rate limit tiers. So for example, this is saying the rate limit tier as high. So for example, if you go to this rate limit section in this page, that will tell you about the model specifications and the rate limits. For example, if a model is categorized as high rate limit tier, then for free and Copilot individual users, GitHub Copilot individual users basically, they will get 10 requests per minute as the rate limit and 50 requests per day. I know it's not that much, but it's just okay to do some kind of very basic development, and we will actually test it how far we can actually use this model for free using tool like CloudDev or Klein, as they have renamed the tool now. And it allows 2 concurrent requests, and token per request is 8,000. So this is the limitations for the free and Copilot individual at the moment, as they are not charging anything. So this is what you really need to understand. Now you will see there are few models. For examples, if you go like, let's say, Llama 3.1 8 billion instruct, that is set as rate limit as low. So when you go to low rate limit tier, you get 15 requests per minute, 150 requests per day. That is somewhat okay, but I think 10 and 50 is not that much, to be frank, when it comes to coding exercises. Anyway, let's go ahead and actually use this. Let me actually test what is 4o-mini is categorized as. So interesting. So GPT-4o-mini is categorized as low. So I think what we could do is actually we could use the GPT-4o-mini instead if we see that GPT-4 fails. We'll see how that goes, but we will obviously start with the better model, which is the GPT-4o. So in order to do that, we'll come back to our IDE, which is the VS Code. I'll just create quickly an Python environment. I'll just take GitHub model test Python 3.12. So I'm just going to quickly create Python environment, and let's activate the environment. And then the first thing that we need to do is we need to install LiteLLM. So we'll just do pip install LiteLLM. I'll tell you why we need LiteLLM very soon. Let it first install. Now, if you don't know what LiteLLM is, it's kind of a AI API proxy. I have covered about LiteLLM few months back in this channel. I think I owe you another LiteLLM tutorial covering all the new features that they have added. It's really become a mature project since I have covered the LiteLLM in this YouTube channel. I'll try and cover about LiteLLM as a later video maybe. But so we have installed the Lite. All we need to do now is just click here in the get API key. Once you click here, you see two options. One is GitHub, that is specified as free, and then you have Azure AI, that is pay as you go, of course. But we will use the free one, so we'll click here, get API key. So all we need to do is just create a personal access token. So I will just click there and just click it, and let's give it GitHub AI API key. You can give it any name really. Just click all repository, and that's it. Just generate token. And now that I have the token here, I'll just copy the token. Now all I have to do is here is export GitHub. So we'll just export this GitHub API key and add the personal access token. This is not API key, by the way. This is personal access token. It's important that you keep it very secret, because using this personal access token, anyone can actually fiddle with your repositories or public repositories or private repositories. They can change some settings and everything. So please keep it safe. I'm going to actually delete the this personal access token after this demo. So that's why it's obviously in open text. Now, once you have said that, all we have to do is just spin up our Lite LLM server with the GitHub URL. So to run the Lite LLM with GitHub GPT-4o, you need this command. So once you use this command and hit enter, this should start the API proxy, the Lite LLM API proxy that we can use with, actually I also have to install the proxy, which I have not done it. Sorry about that. So the proxy is also installed. Now we run this command. This should now start the Lite LLM API proxy with the GPT model at this as target. Now, as you can see, I have now got a base URL. So we are now going to use this base URL, and we are going to use it in one of the very popular GitHub extension called Client. If you don't know what that is, so you just search for Client and you will see this come up. So Client is like an autonomous coding agent that you can install in your VS Code environment, and you can use any models to actually create code using natural language. So I have now installed that. Previously, it is known as Cloudnative. If you have heard about Cloudnative before, it was very popular as an autonomous coding agent in your IDE. Now, what we have to do is just go there and click on settings, and we click on OpenAI compatible. We have to give a base URL. So this is going to be our base URL. Sorry. So this is our base URL. Again, in the API key, you can just give anything else, because you have already set API key in our terminal. And when we have spin up this Lite LLM proxy, it would have anyway used the personal access token that we have created in this stage, and it has connected with the GitHub APIs. So that is done, and then we will specify our model as GPT-4o, and that's it. You can add some custom instruction. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do done. Now let's try and create a quick app and test whether it's working or not. So I'm just going to say create. So what we are trying to build here is a monthly subscription management app using Python and Gradio in this case, where I can add my monthly app subscription with category, of course, and also it should allow me to set a budget. In the dashboard, it should show the visual graph or bar to show the monthly spend by category and budget left, or if the budget is over the limit. So let's just see whether it is able to build that or not. So I can see it has started creating the app. Let me just save it, run the command. It should have actually run the command not in the base but as a separate Python environment. So if you haven't used client, this is also interesting, because with client it will give you command and it will execute it for you as well. So I'm just quickly going to create an environment. Definitely don't want to run this on the base. This is something you should keep in mind, and I'm just going to reinstall that. And one more step, I'm going to do Control Shift P and then select interpreter, and I'm going to use the sub app here just to see whether my imports are all green or not. This looks. Now we'll click resume task. Let's do it once again. Don't know why it's not resuming it. Apparently I have reached the token limit, as you can see. So now what we will do is we will go try and change the model to GPT-4o-mini. So I'm just going to change that to GPT-4o-mini. Hopefully that will work as well. And then here in the client settings, I'm again going to set the mini there, done, and then retry. It says the body is too large. This is actually a problem, as you can see, because the token has already reached over 8,000 token, and as a result it's not allowing the client to proceed. So this is one of the drawback really with the GitHub models free API. But if you really want to create a small app or quick testing or something like that, if you can definitely try out this API. But again, every time you go after any free API, this is what you will face, and as I have faced as well. So with the coding task, this is really a problem, as you can see. So if you have any other use cases where you want to use a GPT-4 or GPT-4o-mini APIs, I think you can definitely go ahead and use that. But let's see what it is created so far. So as you can see, it has created this app. Let's see if it works. If I just do Netflix entertainment, let's say it's £10 and the date is, let's say, I don't know, 29. Add subscription. It doesn't work. I think it doesn't work really. So if I set 200 to 20, yeah, this buttons doesn't work, and I think this is what it needs to go ahead and create. But it's a problem, of course. If you really want me to cover this kind of tutorial where you want to see different free AI APIs available out in the market, let me know. I will definitely create more tutorial on that, because there are really a lot of options out there, and I'll bring more such video with different type of AI models and AI API tests for SaaS development or app development purpose. So with that said, I'm going to end this video. I really hope you got some value out of it. If yes, please give a thumbs up to the video and take care, and I'll see you on the next one.